Well, welcome everybody. Big heartfelt welcome to each of you. Deep bow of respect from my heart to yours. So our next retreat will be December 6th through the 8th, 2024. And we're going to be looking at being empowered on the spiritual path. Standing in your truth and becoming like a Buddha in a giant mountain that's unmoved by your thoughts and emotions or by the thoughts and emotions of others of this world. And so I hope you can sign up. Uh, I'll have it posted in the next couple of days, so you can put it on your calendar. I hope to see you there. But give me a couple of days to get it up on the website. Okay. Before we step into meditation, Tammy sent in a question that I thought I'd just get to. That has to do with meditation. And yeah, let me just get everybody in the room here. Okay. She writes, my internal energy is getting stronger in the past few weeks. And I noticed in the middle of your Wednesday meditation session, my body just began fast breathing automatically. It happened before, but last week, so intense that at the end of the session, both of my hands filled with strong electrical current. They became stiffened and immobilized. Couldn't lift my fingers to turn off the Zoom. What should I do tonight or in the near future if this phenomena happens again? Should I try to control and slow down my breathing or just surrender and let my body do its own thing? It is a bit scary. Yeah. So, yeah, just surrender and trust. And, I've said this many times in the past that all these ancient pranayama methods that are taught just in yoga classes, across the world, these all arose spontaneously. It's not like some yogi came up with this idea in their mind about how to breathe. But God teaches us about these different secret pranayama methods, and I really don't encourage people to do them, or to practice them or to chase after them. I encourage us all just to breathe normally. But if you're sitting in meditation and your body starts to heat up and you start to spontaneously move into a pranayama, go with it. Just go with it. And I encourage you to imagine God is teaching you from the inside out. And sometimes when we do a breath that is very intense, we start to hyperventilate. Sometimes we get this thing, and I could be wrong with the name for it, but I believe it's called tetany. And sometimes your fingers might just get stuck and they get stiff. Sometimes they're like this and you can't move them. And, it just happens. If you ever do a really intense breath work session, like holotropic breath work, these types of things, or Wim Hof breath, like sometimes if you do the Wim Hof breath repeatedly without the pausing and the breath holds, tetany will develop it. And what it is, it's actually an over oxygenation of the cells. And it's like they get flooded with oxygen, but also it's a lot of carbon dioxide being, cleared out of the cells. And so sometimes the body will like freeze up. If For the rest of you who've never experienced this, don't worry about it. But if something bizarre happens during meditation, uh, you're probably not dying, probably not having a heart attack. It's probably some type of energetic awakening, and just go with it and surrender and trust. I've had, this type of thing happen hundreds of times. And I mean, it happened to me when I was trying to leave my house this morning just to take my little girl to school. And, God will open me up into some bizarre realm, and I have to struggle real hard to come back to planet Earth so I can get my daughter to school on time. But in the space of meditation, like if it gets really strange and you're good at sitting in lotus posture or whatever, just like it can be helpful just to lay all the way down and just let it move through your body. But you might get stuck in lotus too and go into samadhi, and that's okay too. And so, big picture, for all of us, God is here. We are waking up. We are healing. We were given this divine body, the subtle energetic body on the inside, and on the outside, it's kind of this animal thing. And so it's kind of a paradox, the life that we live. And so let us humbly smile and close our eyes if we haven't already. And let us begin to breathe and feel, soften, and trust. Trust in the innate goodness of your soul, innate goodness of your spirit. So as we begin our meditation, I'm going to invite you just to swiftly unhook from your mind and your emotional nature, unhook from the samsaric dance of this world, the news, and just the craziness of human division, and journey inward, connecting to, opening to this very quiet, unifying presence, which is the very aliveness of your being. I mean, to recognize that the natural state, the natural space of the mind is peace, is emptiness, is freedom. So for most of us, throughout our waking reality, we pay attention to our thoughts, we act them out. Sometimes we argue with this or that, or assert ourselves, and try to control and dominate. But in this moment, we're letting go all of the contents, all the programs of the mind, the emotional nature. Gently and noticing instead the space in which all of life arises, all sensation, all experience. Can you fall in love with this space? Some of you, if you've been really tight and tense in the body or really fearful, as you should surrender, you might feel it's like a real sweetness in the surrender. If you've held yourself really tight for a long time and you begin to let go, you notice a little quivering or shuddering of the ego. And that's okay. You can just let it almost like crack open. Acknowledging I don't need to guard or defend or hide behind an egoic shell. And so often as we feel down through the throat chakra, letting go of any holding or any controlling in the throat, really falling open in the space of the heart. Some of you, you may even notice almost like a soft spot of tenderness, surface of the heart. So we're entering here. Breathing, feeling, opening. Following this tenderness inward. And some of us, we might have almost like a tender insecurity about the state of the world or political chaos or this inherent insecurity of life. I want to invite you just to surrender any of that, any of the contents there. And again, really opening into this experience of tenderness, compassion, compassion for oneself and your life, for your family, for this community, for this world. So this day, this night, notice sweetness of surrender, tenderness of compassion. beginning to grow, spread throughout the chest and, of course, the heart. And there's no rush here, plenty of time to gently, sweetly, tenderly open. With a little bit of subtlety and refinement, I invite you just to feel the back of the heart and see, is there any holding there? Is there any old emotional pain or guarding or armoring? Or surrendering? Or opening? Again, if there's anything old or ancient or clinging or grasping in the backside of the heart, tenderly and compassionately breathing into it. And if it doesn't immediately release or soften, and even lift it up and give it to God. Saying, I surrender this to you. I have held on to this thing for far too long. I'm really feeling around in the heart, feeling on the right side now, just noticing, is there any holding there? Sometimes our wounds can get stuck, the backside, or right or the left. In this moment, we're feeling into the right and just noticing. Like what's here when we begin to clean out the closet? Is there something here that you need to surrender, forgive? Really softening and opening the back side of the heart, the right side. Now feeling in the front of the heart, the surface. Again, many of us really armor up the surface of the heart, being feeling of bracing or holding, or upholding. And as you feel into that, you might notice a sadness about that. A sadness from making walls, or sadness from feeling separate from life, or sadness about all the people who may have harmed you in one way or another, people you've harmed. And so, this moment, we're taking a deep, full breath, inviting it all just to fall away, to release, to empty. Perhaps even gently chanting, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You loving you. You loving life. You forgiving life. Life forgiving you. Just humbly acknowledging being human is hard, it's messy, it's confusing. We're never going to do it, do it perfectly. So, again, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Feeling into the left side of the heart. Again, noticing if there's any walls, any division, any old wounds or harshness. You being harsh to someone, someone being harsh to you, you being harsh to yourself. It's inviting love here, flowing into the left side of the heart. Right? Sense of love and compassion. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You loving you. Life loving you. You loving life. Life loving life. You forgiving you. You forgiving life. Life forgiving you. Love loving love. So again, deep, full breaths. Right in the heart. Deeply cleared. Old pain and old veils, old armoring, old wounds. Surrendering it all. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Now feeling below the heart, opening here, tenderness and compassion. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. By now, many of you experiencing this wondrous grace flowing down, washing over the space of the mind, washing over the heart, pouring into the body. And so we're opening this doorway of tenderness, of humility. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. thank you. I love you. In the space of the heart, you notice a whole realm of divinity, awakening. So please join me in opening here. You might feel as if you're being drawn inward into the interior of the heart. A sweet inner realm. As you begin to arrive here, almost feel a little bit otherworldly. You've entered a heaven realm. The cost for admission here is humility. Staying humble, staying out of the mind, fully entering the space of the heart. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Opening to this depth. Support this, letting go in the solar plexus, heart, hips, inner thighs, jaw, the back of the skull. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. You may feel this inner realm of the heart opening like a column all the way down to the root, right into the earth. Supreme radiance, tender, unfolding, sweet, gentle, compassionate light. Final minutes of this meditation here, I invite you to feel down to your hara, noticing another realm of divinity waking up. So let us open here. Coming into this realm of quiet depth, supreme silence and immensity. Let yourself surrender, be overtaken by this immensity. So gently bring the palms to the heart. Love, loving love. Inviting waves of love, of healing, of light, nurturing silence, flowing out all over planet Earth, blessing all beings, restoring our world to harmony. And so beautiful to be with each of you. Just a reminder, this weekend here in the US, we have a time change. So those Europeans, just be on the lookout for that. And then next week, I think we'll all be back on the same schedule that we were before. So much love to each of you. A deep bow of respect. And I want you each to know my heart is with you. And in these times of darkness, I invite you to share your heart more fully with this world. Okay. Good night, everyone. See you next time. Bye.